Ali Dia, 1996, the fake footballer fiasco. In 1996, Southampton manager Graham Souness infamously fell for a hoax phone call and signed Ali Dia, a total imposter who claimed to be George Weah's cousin. Dia was handed a one-month contract and even played in a Premier League match, where he ran around like Bambi on ice, according to teammate Matt Letitia. Subbed on as an injury replacement, the hapless forward was so hopeless that Souness subbed him off after just 53 minutes. Dia never played for the club again, cementing his place in football folklore as the worst and phoniest player in Premier League history. Mario Balotelli, the bathroom fireworks fiasco, 2011. Leave it to Mario to turn a near disaster into a meme. On the eve of a Manchester derby, in October 2011, Balotelli had to flee his burning house at 1 a.m. after he and some friends set off fireworks in the bathroom for a laugh. Firefighters extinguished the blaze, which destroyed the bathroom, and a chastened Balotelli checked into a hotel before the big game. Just hours later, in true Super Mario fashion, he then scored twice in City's 6-1 win over Manchester United. In celebration, he unveiled a shirt reading, "Why Always Me?" capping off his absurd weekend of literal and figurative fireworks. Joey Barton, cigar meets eye at the Christmas party, 2004. Never one to shy away from trouble, Joey Barton managed to turn a team Christmas party into a criminal investigation. In December 2004, a fancy dress party went awry when Barton, dressed as Jimmy Savile, got into an argument with 18-year-old teammate Jamie Tandy. After Tandy tried to set Barton's shirt on fire as a prank, Barton retaliated by stubbing a lit cigar into the kid's eye. A brawl ensued, Barton was cracked over the head with a bottle, and the club investigated the incident internally. Barton received a hefty fine and eternal notoriety for the outrageous act, one of many in his long rap sheet. Proof that at Man City's 2004 Christmas bash, the real chestnuts roasting were on Barton's cigar. Ashley Cole, the air rifle accident, 2011. One of the Premier League's strangest off-pitch capers involved Ashley Cole and a .22 caliber air rifle at Chelsea's training ground. In 2011, England's Ashley Cole brought a high-powered airgun into the dressing room. He was larking about with it when he accidentally shot a 21-year-old student intern from just 5 feet away. The shocked intern received on-site medical treatment and was fortunately not seriously hurt. However, Chelsea's hierarchy and the police were less than amused. It was truly inconceivable that a Premier League star would bring a gun to work and start messing around. Cole apologized profusely for the stunt, which earned him a stern club disciplinary meeting. The stunt gave tabloids a field day with headlines about the Blues' own misfiring shooter. West Brom's Barcelona late-night taxi heist, 2018. In February 2018, 4 senior West Bromwich Albion players turned a quiet training camp in Barcelona into a scene from a hangover movie. Captain Johnny Evans, along with Gareth Barry, Jake Livermore, and Boaz Myhill, broke curfew for a boozy night out and ended up allegedly stealing a taxi in the early morning hours. The story goes that the quartet commandeered a cab waiting at a McDonald's drive-thru and drove it back to their 5-star hotel before abandoning it. Spanish police interviewed the players, no charges were filed in the end, and the embarrassed baggies issued a public apology for the events in Spain. The incident, dubbed Taxigate, was outrageous and comical, adding Grand Theft Auto to West Brom's woes during their relegation season. Lee Bowyer versus Kieran Dyer, teammate throwdown in Toon, 2005. Newcastle United's St. James's Park witnessed one of the Premier League's most bizarre sights in April 2005. Teammates Lee Bowyer and Kieran Dyer trading punches on the pitch. With their side already 3-0 down and a man sent off, a frustrated Bowyer and Dyer squared up to each other during play. Needless to say, the crowd was left in shock. Bowyer appeared to throw the first punch and a brawl ensued until other players pulled them apart. The referee promptly showed both men red cards for fighting, leaving Newcastle with 8 men to finish the match. The next day, a sheepish Bowyer, sporting a black eye, and Dyer sat side by side in a press conference. They issued groveling apologies to the fans, chairman, manager, teammates, and everyone else on earth. The club fined Bowyer 6 weeks' wages and the FA banned him for 6 games. This wild punch-up between teammates remains a legendary what were they thinking scandal and an eternally gifable moment of Premier League madness. Craig Bellamy, the Karaoke Golf Club attack, 2007. Never skip karaoke night, especially if Craig Bellamy is around. In 2007, Liverpool's squad trip to Portugal turned ugly after Bellamy took offense to teammate John Arne Rees refusing to sing a karaoke song. A drunk Bellamy hunted down Rees at 2 a.m. armed with an 8-iron golf club. Bellamy allegedly swung at Rees's legs while threatening him. The surreal bust-up, fueled by a few drinks too many, could have ended very badly. Luckily, both players survived the night with minor scrapes. Even more remarkably, a few days later Liverpool beat Barcelona in the Champions League, with Bellamy and Rees both scoring. Bellamy famously celebrated his goal by mimicking a golf swing, cheekily referencing the incident. The club fined him £80,000, but in fans' eyes, this scandal morphed into comedy gold, from a drunken crime to an on-pitch punchline, complete with a Happy Gilmore goal celebration. Peter Odemwingie, Deadline Day Driving Disaster, 2013. In January 2013, striker Peter Odemwingie wrote himself into transfer window folklore with a stunt so outrageous it seemed like sketch comedy. Frustrated at West Brom and eager to join QPR, Odemwingie decided to take matters into his own hands by driving to QPR's stadium on deadline day without permission. He rolled up to Loftus Road, gave an impromptu interview through his car window about being hopeful to sign, and tried to walk into QPR's offices to seal the deal. The only problem? No deal had actually been agreed. QPR officials turned the confused player away at the door, leaving Odemwingie awkwardly stranded in the parking lot as the transfer deadline passed. The fiasco ended with Odemwingie driving home in disgrace and issuing apologies all around. His ill-conceived solo road trip made him a laughingstock and a cautionary tale, the ultimate example of how not to force a transfer. Proof that on deadline day, some players will go the extra mile, literally, and get nowhere. Jermaine Pennant, playing with an ankle bracelet, 2005. In 2005, Jermaine Pennant managed the unique feat of being both a Premier League winger and a newly released convict at the same time. The 22-year-old had been jailed for drunk driving, and upon release, he became the first Premier League player ever to play a match while wearing an electronic ankle tag. Pennant joined Birmingham City on loan and was required to wear the GPS tag at all times as part of his parole, including during games. He duly took the field with a bulky tracking device strapped above his sock, to the astonishment of fans and commentators. The Premier League had to give special permission for the tagged terror to play, and Pennant tried to downplay it, joking that it didn't affect his crossing ability. It remains a scandalous curio in league history. Crime and punishment meets football. Pennant was literally playing under surveillance like a Sunday League version of House Arrest FC. Nicholas Bentner, Lord of the Lost Trousers, 2009. Arsenal striker Nicholas Bentner always had supreme confidence, but in May 2009, he also had supremely poor pants control. After a painful Champions League semi-final loss, the 21-year-old Bentner hit a London nightclub to drown his sorrows. In the wee hours, paparazzi cameras caught the Danish forward stumbling out of the club, completely plastered, belt undone, and jeans around his knees as club staff bundled him into a car. Tabloid photos of Lord Bentner with his trousers down went viral, embarrassing the club and player. Bentner quickly issued a public apology, calling it a major error of judgment, and admitted he had let the fans and the club down. The incident only added to Bentner's cult status as a lovable buffoon. Here was a Premier League player literally caught with his pants down. It was outrageous, mortifying, and undeniably amusing, cementing Bentner's legacy as the undisputed king of the off-pitch own goal. Each of these scandals showcases the wackier side of Premier League lore, outrageous misadventures that, while not always front-page news, live on in club legends and pub banter. From fake superstars to fiery pranksters, golf club vigilantes, to taxi kleptomaniacs, the Premier League's history isn't just written in goals and trophies, it's also written in the crazy footnotes of players behaving badly, and often hilariously. Football, bloody hell indeed.